So let me just try testing. Yes. Okay, so hello everyone, welcome. And I'm glad to share some of the lessons I've learned in the past 4 years. I have a small startup which helps software engineers prepare for interviews. And in the past 4 years, I've learned some lessons. Hopefully, I'll be able to share them in a generic way that you also can get something out of this. Okay, so 2 years ago, I saw, I'm audible? Yes. Okay, 2 years ago, I saw something, a graph, which I'll never forget. And this was in a team meeting. So 8 of us are working together. We are on Google Meet, and we see this graph being shared. This is sales versus sales per month. So you see that the numbers are something like 8, 7, 7, 6, 7, 7. It reads out like a phone number. But this is in per month lakhs of sales that we are making. It's a 10% team. It's not great, not too bad. And you're noticing that there is a slight downward trend, or you're flat, right, at this time. So what can we tell looking at this graph? I'll have to speak. I can't wait for your answers. Unfortunately, this is a one-way conversation today. But basically, this is what you should glean from it. The reality is we are going to die. Any startup which is stuck is going to die. If it remains stuck, is definitely going to die. Why? Because you're a tiny fish, and tiny fish, as long as they're breathing, it's okay, but there's nothing powering you. So what do we do? I asked the team what we can do, and here are some of the ideas which came forward. These are maybe quite common, maybe you see them in your own life. How do I get higher scores? You say, I study harder. That's it. It's a random push towards a goal. Similarly, when you're trying to make more sales, when you're trying to make more money, one of the things you might hear people say is, I have to send more emails, reach out to more people, make more YouTube videos, run ads on Google. You might have actually heard of some of these ideas come forward. But none of this is going to save us from this. Okay? So I gave a slightly different idea. I said, here's where we're at. Here's what is happening right now. This is what we want to do. In 6 months, move from 7 lakhs per month sale to 70 lakhs per month sale. Okay? And my team justifiably started laughing, but what I said is, what we really need to do is we need to think big. When you think small, or when you think incremental improvements, the problem is you come up with incremental solutions. If I say that this event needs to have 100 people, this hall can take care of it. If I say this event needs to have 1,000 people, suddenly very few halls in Jodhpur can take care of it. And if I say 10,000 people, you will need a municipal commissioner's permission. The problems you will face, the solutions you come up with will be very different when the problem is big, when the goal is high. So that's the first idea. Think big. First idea of any startup, don't think small, don't think incremental, think large. If you think small, you'll be at 7. So like I said, my team started laughing because they said, this is insane. And the next month when I came back with all my motivational talk, I saw that the sales is the same number. We were making 7, we are still making 7. So what did I miss out on? We should have dug into what the numbers are. I shouldn't have just said, let's make it 10x. I should have said, well, sales is 7 lakhs per month. What is driving sales? How do we solve that problem? And then you would see an interesting thought process come. And I'll take an example which maybe all of us can understand. What is driving sales? Number of people are coming on the website, right? More people come, more sales, simple. How do you get more people on the website? Ads, by doing more ads. And what do you need to do more ads? You need to make more sales. You need to make more money. Okay? Which means to make sales, you need to make more sales. I'll take another example. What is the problem is poverty. India has a lot of poverty. Okay, there's a lot of poor people who need help. What is the cause of that problem? Some people say population. Okay, so large population. How do you reduce the population? Education. If you educate people, they won't have so many kids. How do you give people education? You have to reduce poverty. To reduce poverty, you have to reduce poverty. It's a cycle, and this is a dumb way of thinking in a startup. If our politicians and our IS officers had thought like this, you would not have seen India develop. You would have seen India in 1950. But we are in 2024, and we are way ahead of where we were then. So people come up with solutions by not thinking in cycles, but by breaking this cycle. Okay. How do you break the cycle of sales to visits to ads? Well, find other factors. It's not a cycle, it's a web. Sales is low because maybe your product sucks. Your ads are, you're sending ads, but maybe your ads are poorly targeted. Maybe you're sending it to little kids, or you're sending it to people who don't need it. Okay, it's possible that the people who are visiting your website don't know what you're doing. Poor SEO. Maybe the landing page sucks. But how does it matter whether they come to the page or not? So sales is not just driven by sales. Sales is now a web. And each of these factors individually, when improved, will flow into the core circle and increase your sales. It's not just about sales. It could be anything. If you're trying to improve your visits, then you should make more sales. You see, that is also a cycle. If you want to improve your visits, if you make more sales, you'll make more money, more ads, more visits. So that's the core problem. And so what should you pick up first? We have a big web. What do we do? What should we pick up first? Everything, yes. Some of the ideas that you're hearing right now might sound insane, but you're seeing me break it down, and hopefully by the end of the talk, you'll see that everything is possible. How? Firstly, why everything? Why not just go for, let's say, in this graph, why not just go for improving our SEO? Or why not just go for failing payments? Because you don't know what is the actual effect and what is the coefficient of that factor. You want to improve on everything. You want to spread your eggs around, because otherwise you never know what will work out for you. Okay, and you'll see an example of this come up very soon. We should fix everything. The idea is that if you improve everything by 50%, 4 or 5 times, that is a much larger number than improving one thing by 10x. If I try to improve the number of visits on the page by 10x, that's a very hard problem. But if I try to improve each of these individual components by 10%, I'll still reach 10x. Okay, power of compounding. So that's the idea. And what did we get? We got a big Jira board of tasks to do. Let's see what the effect was after this. Okay, here's an idea which will actually, you'll see a jump in sales. Let's see. We need to hire people. We can't do all these tasks by ourselves. So do we hire people from IIT Jodhpur? If we do, then we'll run out of money. You guys charge quite a bit of money, right? Your placements we can't compete with the US companies who are paying you. And another problem, if I come to IIT Jodhpur and I start hiring, firstly, I can't afford it. The second thing will be, do I need that kind of talent? High IQ, maybe they are very, very passionate. They are looking to grow stuff. Will they work in this kind of a small startup, which is making 7 lakhs per month? Their own salary might be 2 lakhs. So what we are looking for is hire the people according to our needs and help them work according to our needs. So you can hire people who might be doing simple things, basic things at a lower price, and also you assist them in doing those things. I'll take an example. Like I said, IIT Jodhpur, if I start hiring, it's going to be expensive. What kind of tests should I ask of you if I do hire? Should I ask you comparative programming tests, data structures and algorithms? It is irrelevant for a startup. I need to ask you things around development, right? Which you may not have individually prepared for. And if I'm asking for development, I can get it for much cheaper in other colleges. This is nothing personal. I'm not saying IIT Jodhpur, let's say IIT Bombay, even more crazy, right? So that's the basic idea. Hire according to your needs and help them work according to your needs. Can I afford an office? No. In the start, I couldn't afford an office. So everyone is working from home. That becomes a benefit. That's like, you can stay at home and work. You can work part-time if you like. But if I say that, no, Amazon has researched and found that working in office is much better, well, you can't afford it. So trying to copy their process is not going to work. We will have to build our own. And our processes have to beat the talent that we hire. Okay, in the sense, it has to assist the talent that we hire. Process is more important than who you have in your organization. Simply put, if I get Narendra Modi also in my organization, people may not come as much as if we build the tool from ground up. Yes, and this was the result. 3 important things that we did. It took us about a month and a half, or 2 months you can say. But you see from February, there's a massive spike. From 7 lakhs per month, we moved to 21 lakhs, I think that is, per month. So this is not just theoretical stuff, it actually happens. No rocket science, everything is normal. Suddenly 3x jump. But then this happened. There was a dip. And people wrote it off as, we had a lucky month in March. But not really. I knew there's something more sinister, more dangerous here. And the idea is that customers go away. They come to our platform, they buy the course, they watch for a while, and then they go back home. Why? Because we are super focused on money and super focused on sales. We are just thinking about how much money we can make. We are not thinking about what problem we are solving for the customer. That was the problem with us. So people were dropping off. Even if you get a spike, it's not going to last. So we observed what our customers are doing, what students are doing, what normally working professionals are doing with 4 years experience. These guys, they come to the platform, they study from the course, but then they look for a place to practice and they go somewhere else. Then they look for a place to discuss problems, they go somewhere else. Why can't we have it right here? An example would be a juice seller. If you go and buy juice from them and they tell you that I have a discount for juice, you tell them I don't want it. Then they say, no, pineapple is almost out. Do you want to buy it? I'll give you cheap. I don't want it. But if you put a TV in front of them, then people will sit down, watch the match, and order juice by themselves. So you follow the customer, and the customer will lead you to what they want. Okay, you try to force the customer, they'll run away from you. If you follow them, they'll lead you where they want to go. So that's what we did. We built these tools for learning, practice, and discussions. And the result, we had ups and downs, but by September, from almost a year difference, from January to September, you can see that there's a big jump overall. Okay, August did pretty well, but September is also not too bad. So those are the 4 key lessons I want you to take from this talk. It's not just for startups. You can apply this in your personal life. I'll let you know how. The first one is thinking big. If you want to do something, let's say you want to get a job, or you are looking to build a startup, or maybe you want to do more research, you want to go for your master's. Don't think small, don't put self-limits on yourself. Force yourself to think big. Okay, if I have to go to MIT, what do I need to do? At least when you think like that, the problem is so large that your solutions will also start looking pretty crazy. Okay. The second thing is and over or. A lot of people ask me, should I do data structures? Should I do machine learning? Should I do system design? So I tell them that, look, if you're trying to be really good as an engineer, do one thing really well, the peripheries will take care of themselves. Okay, you can do this individually also. You try to do everything instead of just, this is my space. Process is important than talent. You know this, you have given competitive exams. It's not just your talent which exists, but it's not just your talent which has gotten you here and will take you ahead. It's also the environment which is built for you, the processes you set up for yourself, whether it is study, whether it is play, whatever, which has gotten you here and will also take you ahead. It's more important than raw talent. And then finally, following the customer. If you're looking for a job, if you're looking for an internship, if you want to get into that hotshot startup, what do? You look at what their problem is. You try to observe who they are when they are not selling themselves. What do they do? And then you assist them in doing their job. That will get you a lot more output from them than if you force yourself on them. Like, please give me a job, or please hire me, or something like that. That's not going to work. You follow what they are doing, it's going to work out really well. Right, so those are the 4 key takeaways. Thank you for listening, and I hope you got something out of this.
Thank you, Gaurav.
Yes.
Thank you for that wonderful talk, and we really appreciate you coming all the way here and inspiring our budding entrepreneurs and tech enthusiasts over here. So we'd like to felicitate you with a memento as a token of our appreciation and thanks.
Thank
you.
For
the same, I request our faculty advisor, Dr. Akansha Chaudhary.